my name is ToastedMildly. I'm a BioShock speedrunner. Do a bunch of categories, a bunch of different consoles. Today we're going to be doing gearless and any percent as the same run. The current meta in the community is just doing the one run for both. So there's a lot of skips, a lot of craziness, and hopefully we don't make any mistakes.
Hi, I'm Jim. I walked in off the street. No, I'm Noobs. Toastman taught me this run 4 years ago. It's been a hot minute. Do I remember it all? No, but we're gonna enjoy it as we go and have a fun, enlightening, entertaining, educating.
Absolutely.
ing time. Brilliant.
Are you going to just sit there?
All right, we can start time.
Standing.
Not standing. Rowing.
Rowing.
It's just weird seeing a big screen behind me.
Stand on it.
So you expect me to shoulder the burden?
No.
Oh, there is a time right
I do
there.
expect
Nice.
you to
Yeah.
do all the rowing.
It's a different spot to ASM, so I was like craning my neck. I'm like,
looking up to the
where
top
is
there,
this?
Clear that I don't believe in the exercise.
Alrighty. So we're on a boat.
Imagine
This
that's
boat
one
has
exercise.
a
The
mysterious
entire
man and woman
experiment.
talking about how we don't row. And
It's not that he doesn't row, it's that he doesn't row.
yeah, he doesn't row.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Experiment knowing one has
Right.
failed.
Can we get back to the rowing?
Scroll key and sword, important for just a moment.
I'd greatly appreciate it if you would assist.
Perhaps you should ask him. I imagine he is a great.
So this is a good example of in medias res storytelling. You're starting off right in the middle of the action. You're going to this island, which happens to have a lighthouse on it. You see a photo of a girl, bring it to New York unharmed. You got a gun. You got your character's name, book a DeWitt. What else could you need? You know?
Arrived.
Well, step one, we'll get out of the boat.
That was a very efficient button press, my friend. Excellent.
Gotta be efficient, gotta be efficient.
Shall we tell him when we'll be returning?
Somebody meeting me
All right, the
here?
game assumes you're going to be walking here, so they sort of skip through their dialogue a little bit because it's funky.
But we need to get out of here.
It's Booker DeWitt.
Heading up into the clouds,
I guess you're
and
expecting me?
yeah, not really too interested in
Anyone
hanging around the
here?
lighthouse for too long.
Hello?
And so BioShock came for a bit of a departure from the BioShock series. Critically acclaimed when it came out. Instead of going downstairs, oh gee, these symbols look familiar.
Oh,
Whoop. There we go. Yeah, critically acclaimed when it came out. Lots and lots of interesting plot elements that will come to the forefront. We will definitely interact with everything, and we won't miss any story-relevant cutscenes whatsoever.
absolutely.
It will all make
Middle
complete
third.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it makes complete sense when you see all the cutscenes in the game. So, like, if we skip a couple, it'll still make complete sense. It doesn't.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
We don't need a diagram to explain the various levels of time stream we're going to.
Now, a fun little thing here is that, you know, it's raining, it's nice, it's pleasant, but if you look up, Booker somehow manages to catch the raindrops on his eyeballs.
Yeah. And he doesn't blink, which is
No.
just really impressive.
Tough as nails.
Awesome.
Oh,
The two of us together have seen.
my foot just bumped something. I hope
That's
it wasn't
right.
anything important.
No, the lights didn't go off. We're okay. Yeah, we've seen our fair share of this openings part of the run over the years, especially during the 80% days where.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain the difference between 80% on console versus PC?
Okay, so any percent on console, it differs between. Yeah, I definitely picked something there. My apologies.
Yeah, so 80% on console.
Been here 2 seconds, I'm already breaking things.
That's all right. Oh no, the gun's gone. Yeah.
So it differs between PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch. The Switch runs at half the frame rate, and on PC they sort of mess about with the frame rate to make other skips that normally wouldn't be possible. So yeah.
Yeah. So the big difference that I'm thinking of is the 80% route relies a lot on a piece of gear called Hill Runner's Hat. Which has a really, really low drop percentage.
Yeah, so
Now-
this is why we do gearless. Hill Runner's Hat has it's like a 2%.
2%. It's the worst.
2% drop rate. There's one spot about half an hour into the run where you get to pick up 2 pieces of gear. If either of them are not Hill Runner's Hat, you restart the checkpoint. You lose an extra 15-ish seconds of real time on a load, and then you try again. And you can lose your mind trying to do this. There is a later place to get it that is a lot quicker, and the leaderboards have since switched to in-game time, not real time. But yeah, so doing gearless, doing the run gearless just basically means we don't rely on any of that. That does mean there's a couple of skips we can't do, but we can optimize those sections to the point where it almost doesn't matter.
Yeah, so there was a point where it was thought that this piece of gear was critically important. Like, you just could not do the run without it. And now, thanks to people who are much better at the game than I am, we can still do at least versions of the skips, if not better skips, frankly.
Yeah, so there's one in the Hall of Heroes when you you bypass the fight with Slate, but instead of using Hill Runner's Hat to do that particular skip, we just heavily optimize the Slate fight, and it just, it saves having to restart every 30 minutes on what is essentially a near 2-hour run. So
yeah. So if you look at PC runs of this, you'll see that there's a category called HRH mod and non-HRH mod, which is just called any percent. So basically, when this game came out and we were doing any percent runs, people got really tired of resetting every half an hour when they didn't get Hill Runner's Hat first time. It had a lot of RNG to actually get a good run in. So it was decided amongst the community that we would have a mod that would basically mean you would get Hill Runner's Hat first time every time. And you know, it was a big debate, and I personally wasn't around for that. I came in a little bit later on. But you know, when you're weighing up the game dying out because people hate doing a particular like reset sequence over and over again versus having some sort of consistent competitive route, it sort of became the better option.
it did unfortunately completely kill regular any percent
Yes.
for PC though.
With the exception of random streamers that decide to do the console route on PC for some reason. Don't know who would do that.
Favorite line of his here. Will you be cleansed, brother? Sure. Go for a little cleansing.
This is one of many baptisms throughout the game. It's the least deadly one.
Spoilers. I haven't seen the end yet.
It's the kindest one.
Yeah, the joke in my chat is that it's Drowning Simulator 2013. But yeah, gotta get used to not hitting my splits when I get to sections.
Yeah, this is why my foot's up on my leg, because I use a foot pedal. So every time I hit a split point, my foot just instinctively just goes. You can't see it on the camera, but I'm like very aggressively tapping the air with my foot right now.
Just gotta make sure.
Now don't do that again, because you'll unplug whatever it was.
Yeah. Giant feet, they get in the way. All right. So our first skip of the run is coming up. It's not an incredibly, it doesn't save an incredible amount of time, but we use an audio cue that I'm hopefully going to still be able to hear. Basically, you go through these next set of doors and you've got to wait, and you've got to wait. It's the game showing you off the lovely floating city in the sky, except we don't want to wait for it to go all the way down and close up, so... Oh, and I completely missed it. It's all right.
Yeah,
Anyway.
so if you get that jump, you can skip this entire elevator. It's
Jump around, you land on there. It saves about 8 or 9 seconds.
Yeah,
Not
it's a
terrible.
nice little optimization, but it's not run killing.
You can actually do it too quickly where you can't actually jump up this bit before it lowers enough.
This is an issue of being too good. I don't run into this problem.
No, that was just skill problem between controller and chair.
Yes, this is Columbia, the floating city in the sky. Now you'll see that we're scavenging a whole bunch of stuff. That's because there's not a lot to do. We have to wait for the scene to progress.
Yeah.
So you may as well collect money, because you do need money to purchase ammunition throughout the game.
A couple of upgrades, bit of ammunition.
Yeah, it's not so
We also have
Dire.
the lovely... if
Oh,
you-
the pointy lemons.
the pointy melons.
Yes, pointy melons, sorry. Melons, not lemons. My apologies.
We worked it out in chat one day that $4 in 1912, I think, it works out that those melons are 125 US each. So I don't know what they put in them. I don't know why they're so pointy. The apples and potatoes near them are perfectly round.
There's good melons. What price would you not pay for good melons?
What price would I not pay for good melons?
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Now, for anyone that has played the game, you will know that there is a raffle coming up. However, Booker is being instructed not to pick number 77.
Do not alert
And have no fear, we're not going to the raffle. We got better things to do. So,
Yeah, raffle skip. The easiest skip in the run, I want to say.
well, to do it,
One of the easiest ones, but
Doing
you
it
can
is
screw up
easy.
your run.
well, I'm,
If I told you a man.
so, oh, finger slipped off the controller. I am nervous as hell if you can't notice. So we got to jump on this sign, and you can stop and get up there, but if you sort of go at full speed and jump directly onto the sign, you can save yourself having to stop and turn around. Now we're going to jump in this unloaded area here, which loads in the area. However, it doesn't load in gates, so there should be a gate here. It also doesn't load the fireman we'd normally fight to get the Devil's Kiss vigor, which is throwing fireballs. And yeah, we just get to roam through and avoid the raffle.
Yeah, so we skipped like 2 big fight scenes and a cutscene and a whole bunch of running, which is just sick. What happens if you jump in the wrong direction on that skip though, Toasty?
Oh, you can get kind of it breaks.
Your run is over. You fall indefinitely and then die out of nowhere. It's great.
There's a few spots where that can happen, but honestly, like generally when I'm not de-rusting and I'm grinding out runs, it'll be a case of I'll reset if I miss that sign on the jump. All those packages on the table were pieces of gear. They are hats, shirts, boots, pants that have special abilities, allowing you to punch people with electricity or set fire to the ground when you jump off these hooks. However, the nature of gearless is we're not using any of it.
Yeah, I completely forgot what category we're playing right now, and I genuinely was about to ask you if you picked up Sugar Rush yet.
But,
So Sugar Rush is a piece of gear that gives you a speed boost when you eat any food.
so you spend the whole run picking
Yeah.
up everything that might be edible, just in case. So we pick up Devil's Kiss here instead. Whoop.
Yeah, the good thing about the way this is designed is if you somehow miss picking up a vigor, there are 20 other opportunities to pick up the same vigor the whole way through.
So we shoot the ground rapidly there because it forced them to open the door a little earlier.
I used to hold a fireball at that door, but not anymore.
Yeah, nah, it's a lot quicker just to rapidly tap, sprint, shoot, sprint, shoot. The dude on the stairs we shoot at, if we get him, good. If we don't, he dives out of the way, so it's fine. So there's an apple in that little pedestal in the middle there, which we would be grabbing if we were using the piece of gear, but not to worry.
Yeah, it's just constant, like, shoveling food into your mouth. But
Yeah.
Booker runs the entire way through, so he's working off those calories straight away. You know, energy in, energy out, all the way. Crazy.
So, he constantly has Elizabeth throwing things at him too.
Booker, catch! You can hear a lot of that.
Yeah.
Now, we're about to enter the part of the game that scared me when I played this for the first time. Because when it came out, I was a wimpy little boy who was scared of scary things and didn't realize that scary things would be in a BioShock game.
I was undisclosed age, no further question. You can actually kill this crow before you open the door. However, another one just spawns in. So it's completely
Pointless, yeah.
but fun. I'm just going to throw some fireballs here, because he'll just jump into them for us. That takes care of him. We don't want to go up this the stairs here before that the save happens there, because the door won't open. So at the moment, just a bit of an escape sequence. And yeah. Whoops, that was a terrible dismount. People trying to shoot us. We're not going to let them.
Yeah, getting shot in the butt slows you down, so we just don't get shot. That's the pro strat there. Just don't get shot, and you run faster.
All right.
Time for a quick donation.
Go for it.
Absolutely.
We have $100 from Cubsy that says, "Let's go, Toasty."
Cubs.
There's lots of us in chat rooting for you.
Oh,
Which,
hell yeah.
Yeah, Cubs.
Seeing here, I can see many people from your community
Lots of
coming out
Toasty
here.
emotes?
Yeah, lots of Toasty
Awesome.
emotes.
What a group of champions.
My founder sub nemesis, Cubs Mama. We love her dearly.
We also have $50 from the Guccier and some fun pun with no comment, but thank you for your generosity.
Legends. Legends.
We have some genuine champions in our community, which is great. So I'm too excited hearing about that, and I missed hitting the switch there a bit early. We get in front of that container there so we can get out of here a little quicker. But the tricky bit here is just making sure you're already aiming at the rails when you're able to pick them up.
Yeah, there's a lot of basically shortcutting the rails. Second, there's an interactable, you just hit attach because it's so much quicker than just holding the accelerate button, which I didn't know existed before I started doing the speedrun.
We're going to be transferring ourselves to the ship that's in front of us, but we don't want to waste any time having to kill the people that come out or the people that are in there, so with some precision fire trap throws, we can avoid having to do that. So.
Yeah, so the config of this game on PC is very, very editable, and so you'll see some runners will edit Comstock's face out with anything and everything. I think Waffles had a dog for a while. It wasn't his dog, it was just a dog. I don't remember what, like, he explained it to me once over Discord, and I don't know.
You don't know me, pal.
Yeah, those look alright.
Yeah?
Cool. Yeah, we wanted to detonate and get two of the people close to the door, and we're going to throw a fire trap on the left of the door to hit one of them as they come out, and we should be able to run straight through and open the next door.
What brought you to Columbia? Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt? This will end in blood.
Cruising.
Yeah, so there's not really much that happens until the next bit, really, so we'll...
Yeah, this is all sort of again, this is the start of the run.
Easy
So
game.
the two of us, between us, and granted, Toasty makes up a lot of these stats, but we've seen the start of this game thousands of times at this point. Like,
So what I'm hearing is you want to hear from Lesbian Lunchbox.
Les!
We have $15 from Lesbian Lunchbox that says, "You got this, Toast. Let's go."
You champion. Thank you so much, mate. Supporting a good cause.
So I don't have to.
Les is a community member from Tasmania,
Amen.
and he's, great lad. He's one of the unfortunate Essendon supporters that watched the draw yesterday. But we all watched the game together because I've been getting a lot of our American and European friends into the footy. And yeah, some of them have been loving it. It's been fantastic. So, whoop.
yeah, you got it.
So,
Never in doubt.
Yeah, so where we're going is we're going to the tower. We were instructed, bring us the girl, wipe away the debt. So there's a tower. We must go bring the girl. So
The way they got her locked up in this place.
Crazy. This is basically one long, like, cutscene, basically. So, if at any point there is a lull in conversation, and
Yeah,
you have a donation,
feel free to jump in whenever.
Go for it, mate.
Unless I'm currently spilling out words. It should be fine.
Alrighty, we have $15 from Lazy Stripes that says, "Here to watch my favorite game get broken mercilessly. Good luck to Toasted Mildly and shout out to the dork on the couch." Yeah, I don't know who she's talking about.
I don't know who she's talking about either, really.
Weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic game, and surprisingly enough, it turned 10 years old last year. So if you remember the game coming out,
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. No.
I can see how.
I hate that already. Thanks.
You got a PlayStation 2 years before I was born. There. Who feels old now, huh?
I got
huh?
what?
You got a PlayStation 2 years before I was born.
Sounds like jealousy to me.
It is.
Sounds like
It is.
jealousy?
Yeah, it's jealousy. 100%. I was sad that Fetus Me could not play Monsters Inc. screen
I had
team.
a spare controller and everything. Unbelievable. Just leave me hanging
Exactly.
for. Yeah, let's not go into how many.
Let's not count. Let's not count. No.
So that is Liz. She is both helpful and a massive pain in the butt. You'll be trying to open a door or reload or something, and Liz will be like, what if I throw something at you that you totally don't want and waste a few seconds of your time?
Yeah.
She also can cause the occasional soft lock, which is always lovely.
Yeah, Liz likes to throw things that you don't need constantly.
Oops.
Like the one part of this where I can get her to throw something to me that I actually need consistently is Burial at Sea, which is why that's what I run.
See, here's my question is, we get to see all these little Sharpie on paper drawings on the left, and then masterful watercolor.
Yeah.
Where's all the in-between paintings?
Well, I think you're, an artist in transition. You keep your starting point and you just solidly work towards your finishing point. So as you're continually improving, you don't really keep those ones around, but those first ones are still special, right? It's like how Toasty% will always be very special to me, despite the fact that I can do, well, at one point I could do a much quicker, proper NE% run, right? But the NE% run that's on my profile is Toasty% because I care more about that than anything else.
It was a fun time.
It was
very.
It was certainly a time, and I had a beard then that was disgusting. But we don't talk about that, so it's fine. All right, so for those who are unfamiliar with the game, Elizabeth has the ability to basically tear holes in reality, and she can materialize things that were not previously there. So you'll see once Elizabeth joins our party, there'll be grayed out stuff all through the environment, some of which we will run straight past, and some of which we will use. And basically, you can ask Elizabeth to tear a hole in reality and make thing real.
Fun little thing here is Liz is not just trying to beat us with a book, but it's the principles of quantum mechanics. She's really trying to get in there. Very heavy book.
There's a nice little bit of what's called attention to detail on this game.
Yeah. It's quite good.
You've got to go.
Why?
So now we have
Just a minute, I'm getting dressed.
another bit of an escape sequence.
No way out. Trust me, I've looked.
Songbird being alerted to protect Liz, and of course, naturally, when you're trying to protect someone, you destroy the entire tower.
Yeah.
And a massive bridge and a whole bunch of other stuff.
When I want to extract someone from a crashed car, I set fire to the car.
Yeah.
That's how you get them out.
Yeah, I mean, a better way will come along one day, but for now,
I don't think so. I think we've cracked the code.
It's a way out.
Yeah. So we're quickly getting into the more technical part of the game now. After escaping the statue, this is a softlock point you can go to quickly here and just end your run.
We'll see about that.
So we
also what we do is we try and jump when the bird hits, so we don't get slowed down.
that stagger is no joke.
And we can actually get ahead of Liz most of the time here. Except she's caught up. Nope, we got ahead of her, cool. She will magically be in front of us, but sometimes she can clip into your character's body and force you to walk at slower than a snail's pace until you hit the next walkway, which is straight up 45 seconds. Yeah.
It does snap you forward nicely enough though. Like you hit a checkpoint and it just goes straight through.
Yeah.
That's why when we're coming towards any sort of interactable, we're just spamming the button. Just absolutely hammering that key because it will just snap you to whatever it is. That's why in, again, my expertise, Burial at Sea, there are a few elevator buttons where if you just run and spam the button, it will just cruise you straight into the elevator and start the cutscene. It's great.
Here we have the original Angry Bird.
Goodbye, Angry Bird. Yeah, so this is the softlock part where you can go too quick.
This is a lot more, easier to do with, oh man, that's terrible. My movement is not incredible right now.
That's right, no, you're just sandbagging to make sure you don't softlock the game. It's all intentional. You know, if he really starts showing off his movement, and I've seen how this guy can move, it can have adverse effects. So we're being a bit cautious. It's a marathon safety strat. We just keep going, keep plugging away.
And then now we have the bit where it's genuinely surprising how Booker doesn't just rip his arm clean off. It should come right out of the socket, but
No, he's
solid
part cyborg.
solid shoulders.
This is all cutscene, unfortunately, so we
Yeah.
can't skip the rails.
Go for it.
We have $15 from Renshaw that says, let's go Toasty. And we have another $15 from Lacy Stripes that says, sorry, let me be correct. The nerd to the right, you're right, Toasted Mildly, of the runner. Also, quick question. Why is there no cage or bird incentive going on? I would like to unofficially put this money towards the bird, please.
Absolutely. However, yeah, absolutely. There is a skip where you can avoid picking either. It is probably like a 1 in 4, 1 in 5 without Sugar Rush, but you know what? Instead of attempting that little skip, we'll just go the bird. Absolutely.
It was one of the ones that was thought to be impossible on console until someone over here did it. So you'll find that's a common theme throughout the run. We'll get to a part and it'll be like, yeah, this was supposed to be, you know, PC exclusive, and then Toasty did it, and now it just proves that, you know, if you're good enough.
We also, I just want to throw in there as well, we also have I have a button on my stream deck and there's a command in chat for the mods and VIPs. It's just BORC, and when you push it, it randomly splits out, well, how about we go and then there's like 10 different versions of bird and cage in just different fonts and capitalizations. So we used to try and get one of the mods to run a poll, but we'd always forget because we'd be chatting and whatever, so now it's just push a button and...
Yeah, chat streams by too quickly in your stream. It's just like
we have
constant talking dribble. It's great.
We have a couple of people that are die-hard cage fans and a couple of people that are die-hard bird fans, and it occasionally it'll be whoever speaks up first, and then we'll bypass the whole thing.
I am seeing a few people in chat just screaming bird, 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 bird.
Is that the word that they're using, Kunara?
I would say that the
is-
word that they are using is bird. Bird is the word.
Bird is the word they're
in
using.
chat
Wow,
right now,
fantastic, excellent.
It's got a bit of a ring to it. You should write a song.
Wow. We could have a hit on our
It'd
hands
be
here.
like really catchy. It'd be like,
Yeah.
bird. Bird is the word.
I won't be long. I won't be
Yeah,
long.
maybe like speed up a little bit, put a nice little backing track underneath.
I think
Maybe a bit of beatboxing.
I think a slow jazz version would be.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of different versions, in this next bit, after we grab Elizabeth, there is you will hear a rendition on, I believe it's an accordion?
See a young girl?
Or is it a pipe organ of Girls Just Want to Have Fun? Oops.
Yeah, there's some really cool covers. There's I forget what it is. There's the choir. Yeah, no. Yes, maybe. There's a choir that comes around in certain scenes. You don't really see them in skips categories, but you do see them in glitchless. I remember Waffles was on a crusade for a while trying to get the audio file of one of them because he just really liked the cover version. But it wasn't one of the ones you could buy in Clash in the Clouds, which is a DLC, basically combat arena. He was very upset for a long time. He's like, do you know how to mine the source code of a game? I was like, no.
Data mining.
I know how to click button good. That's my job. So in any percent on PC now, you would take a hard left and run at the wall just over there, and just climb up the wall with your like 10,000 frame rate.
Not quite that high, but using a higher frame rate, you can clip into the... You can basically perform like a super jump, get up and over the rail, and land behind where the bird in the cage is chosen.
Yeah. So if we were going to do the skip here, you'd come up
Yeah,
and
so
over.
There's a skip here where we can jump up and clip onto the corner there, but
Nothing beats the cage.
I forgot their name already, I'm sorry, but we're going bird.
Look at these, they're amazing.
You mean Lacey?
Which ones do you like?
Lacey,
This
that's
Yeah.
one?
sorry.
That's right. I forget her name periodically as well.
Are you sure?
This is the first time doing a speed run in front of a live audience, so I am
The cage.
very nervous right now.
She's gonna hit you for that, you know.
She will. I'm
Yes.
well aware. I'll show up with a black eye tomorrow if a smile for me. I walked into a door frame, guys. It's fine. All right. So we're rapidly approaching. This is actually the part now where we would just see a lot of the game. So this is where the 2 pieces of gear are, and you would run and jump and avoid a text box.
Liz tries to throw a coin to us here.
Yeah.
But if we just make sure we're in the air when she throws it, we can get rid of the menu. And now she still wants to throw us a coin, but it doesn't forcefully do it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she stops, she throws the coin to you. And, Liz, come on.
Annabelle?
There we go.
Excuse me?
Speaking of really catchy
Annabelle,
songs,
it's me, Esther.
he's saying that
No,
Do It
no,
is being tossed a coin.
My name is Elizabeth.
Yes.
Do I know you?
DeWitt is being tossed a coin by Cher. So toss a coin to DeWitcher.
DeWitch.
That, I have very long arms, man, and that was straight.
We have 2 out of this.
This is what Night Shift's like. It's great.
Nice.
Tune into Night Shift at ASM. You cop all sorts of great clips.
So now, even though we had full salts, which is the blue juice in the top left, the game does sometimes like to take it off us for this bit for whatever reason. So let's hope we've got some.
I got it. I'll ring you back once the matter's in hand.
Yeah, so this guy is very trustworthy. That's why we point a gun at him.
Get the girl! Get off of me!
And then once we kill them, we chase Liz because she gets through the bars a lot quicker if we encourage her. Quick bit of looting before we can get out of this area. So might as well grab some stuff. The shotgun in this game as well slaps.
It's very strong.
BioShock 1 and 2 players might be a bit hesitant to use it when they play it for the first time because the BioShock 1 and 2 shotgun was not as slap-worthy. I don't know, I'll go with that.
I mean, it wasn't the worst gun in the game.
No.
Wait, who did that?
There is
But it is, they massively overcorrected for this one. So BioShock Infinite's a lot more action, first-person shooter like oriented. It's less related to System Shock in that way. And so some of the guns are better and cooler. And the shotgun is wildly overpowered, as we will see throughout the game.
for a little while. We ditch it in a little bit.
We do.
Probably about 15 minutes, 10, 15, somewhere around there. It's so weird not being able to see a timer and have my button for the splits.
Yeah.
It's,
Or some idiot just spamming Kappa in your chat every 2 seconds.
You're bleeding.
Yeah. Every statement, Kappa.
What happened back then?
all right.
It's not the last of it, is it? There.
Do you have another couple more donations if we want to interrupt this cutscene here?
Absolutely, absolutely.
We
Sorry,
have...
I should have said something.
No, all good, all good. We have $25 again from Les with no comment, but thank you for your generosity.
Les!
And we have $15 again from Some Fun Pun. You got this, Toasty. Let's
Aw,
go.
Pun. Thank you, Pun.
And just as a reminder,
Legends.
we do have a donation matching going on from Bear with a Shotgun for a total of $2,000. They will be matching every single donation. So every single dollar donated will be doubled by Bear with a Shotgun up until the $2,000 mark, which is fantastic.
Nice.
Sure, I saw some
So
interesting
those
things about
donations from the champions in chat are twice as...
Twice potent,
twice
yeah.
as
Potent right now, yeah.
Yeah, Toasty is a very generous community. Like I've been around Twitch a little while. It's a little while. I've never been around anything like it. It genuinely is a joy to go in and watch. Although you stream it like European times now.
Well, yeah, a lot of chat is European and American. So unfortunately, depending on what daylight savings is doing, my streams start at 6 p.m. Central European time, and
That's late.
that way, well, at the moment that's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So, and then 6 hours into stream, it's 6 p.m. for our East Coast American viewers. So, yeah, it's an amazing community, full of champions, full of positive vibes, very welcoming and inclusive. And we don't put up with idiots. We show them the door pretty quickly because it's all about having fun.
something wrong?
And it seems to be, no matter what game I play, I can't escape bees.
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
bees everywhere. Yeah.
GTA Chaos mod, people can spawn in bees. We do the Minecraft Twitch spawn where chat can spawn in enemies and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you're laughing. It's like, it's at this point,
It's constant. It's unreal.
it's about 40-odd thousand lines of code I've written with this thing that lets every interaction mess with the game. And, oh yeah, boy, do chat like angry bees.
It's a tear.
But, yeah.
I used to open them all the time.
There's also
at my
bees
tower.
on the poster in Liz's room in the tower.
It's like
Can't escape them.
a window.
But they make
window
honey
to
and
another
pollinate our
world.
flowers.
Most of the time,
They're
their draw
very
is
important
dishwater.
aspects of our
Different colored
ecosystem.
Delicious,
towel,
I agree.
tea
So-
instead of coffee.
And cover our Nicolas Cages.
Sometimes.
They do. That they do.
Sometimes
Not the bees.
That's the sound
Not
effect we
bees.
have in
Yeah,
GTA
no, I
Chaos
figured.
mode.
I figured it'd be something. Yeah.
I don't suppose you got
So
an
we have a
airship
fight
in
coming
there?
up here
I think so.
that we're going to try and take
But
care
there
of rather
is.
quickly.
There is something.
We throw a fireball in the middle of a line of people to take care of all of them at once. But then we need to run to the left. Even though we could shoot the guy on the left from a distance, we run to the left to force all the other enemies to spawn out of the doors on the right-hand side. Because if they spawn out of the doors on the left-hand side, they scatter. So we want to try and avoid that.
Have it your way, I suppose.
This is where you learn bucking Bronco, isn't it? I haven't played the game like normally since it came out, so I think this is the area where you're supposed to have just gotten bucking Bronco and you show it off, or something like this.
Bucking Broncos, all heroes.
Oh, here, okay.
Come on, Crowboy. Oh,
Sometimes the enemies don't cooperate
uh,
Take this now.
and they just
yeah,
refuse to spawn
this is
properly.
awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, and there's Liz throwing us something when I was trying to pull a lever.
Yes.
That is-
Having the interact button be the exact same button as cat stuff from Liz, very helpful. It's not annoying in the slightest when you're trying to do something.
So the dude that was running around there is meant to land on that fire trap, but I have misplaced it just a little bit. So that is a problem exists between keyboard and chair once again. So coming up, we're going to be having our first death warp of the game. Death warps are a lovely, lovely little mechanic where if we can get Booker to do an oof with this here rocket launcher, while we're jumping through the air, his body continues having momentum, but he's no longer is stopped by hitboxes like doors. So we can use Booker's body to trigger hitboxes on the other side of doors. And we're going to do that to skip a well, there's 2 battle reenactments happening up ahead, and we're just gonna not worry about them.
It's so sick. Like, death warps in this game are my favorite version of death warps in any game I've ever played. Like, there's being able to just yeet your body across a plane and just trigger the next part is so cool. It's so cool. I'm so mad that Barrel at Sea doesn't get to do more of them.
I wasn't paying attention. I picked up health.
Oh no,
That's bad.
that's alright.
Okay, I'm gonna need one of these guys to have rockets, or it's all good. I'll just grab some from the vending machine.
Yeah. Whoa, 875. You got heaps of money. You'll be right.
Look, I see
The
you're
person talking to us is
caught up in
Slate.
some kind of jam here. If you could keep it to let us through to where they keep the shock jockey.
Yeah. Oh, rockets.
Nice. Yeah. So when you go down to 1 HP the first time, you will stop at 1 HP. It's like an extra chance basically. And then when you get yourself back up to your shield, that's when you will, in fact, kick the proverbial bucket.
However, sometimes the game will be inconsistent with this, and even if you have 0 pixels of health, it might take 3 rockets to off yourself. So
Nice, you got more up here.
I only need the 1. All
I'll
right.
try to keep you stocked
So there's 2
with
battle
advantages
reenactments on either side. However, if we time it just right,
That looked very clean.
that was not. A little bit nervous. I pulled the trigger before pressing jump.
Ah,
So what we want to do is we want to shoot the rocket at the ground while we're jumping and go through the door, but we don't want to go too far. What we want to see is a Memorial of Our Lady at the top, but no subtitles at the bottom. Subtitles at the bottom. This is probably the easiest skip in the game, and yeah.
no, I still think raffle skip is the easiest one. Like, as long as you point your character in the right direction, it's no worries. This one, if you're too good at death warps, sometimes it can just be a bit painful.
No, come on. Okay.
You'll be right.
Well, the good news is I did a couple of practice runs 2 days ago, and both of them came in well under the allotted time for today's run. So
This is the part where I'd start telling a really unrelated anecdote in chat. I'm just like carrying on about
How?
something
Oh my
that happened 10 years ago. What happened 10 years ago?
BioShock came out a year earlier.
Yeah, that's true. I was playing water polo for South Australia at the time. I was the goalkeeper. There you go. And we went to Sydney for our trip.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sure there are Sydney-siders in the audience today. You'd be nice.
He might have been apologising to Sydney.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Take your pick. Yeah.
Oh.
I think that works better because I was a menace on that trip. I caused a lot of mischief.
On that trip.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. So we want to see
Gorgeous.
Memorial of Our Lady at the top, and no subtitles at the bottom. And now we respawn in the next area where you would respawn if you die. And we're going to run into this corner for seemingly no reason, but we want to hear those guys yell.
Yeah.
Because they are leaving the area through the door that we just death warped through. And if they don't do that, which is why we need to not have the subtitles happening, because then they won't spawn in, the door won't be open and we won't be able to leave. So you make this whole bit a bit annoying. So what we're doing
Nice.
here is we're just trying to lower our health completely. Because we're going to do a really big sequence break of Slate's fight up here. So Liz is going to be talking about how she can get through the bars and can maybe get some tears open and maybe help out. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to already be over here. Once again, we need to lower our health for another bit coming up. And I'm hoping that's low enough.
Yeah, you look good. I mean, you look good, but
Yes,
like
yes,
your health also looks
health.
good in this situation. Yeah, the Slate fight is one that always freaks me out because it doesn't look like any other death abuse in the game because you just died straight in front of the
Yeah,
The
you're
gate?
not actually
and I go,
through it.
oh man, I got it wrong. I reckon I did this in Toasted. I got it and thought, oh no, I've stuffed it up and restarted the checkpoint.
It's a tear, something I can bring into this world.
So we've just put a bunch of fire traps there, leaving some presents for our friend, because he likes presents.
These are motorized patriots. They're mini bosses, and that was the mini boss. It's gone now.
Now,
If you want me to bring that through.
also, once Liz starts interacting with this lock, we do another little oof there, and we don't have to wait for Liz's lengthy dialogue and unlocking animation of the door. The door's just already open. And we do a thing similar to that later in the run where we don't kill ourselves to do it, but we just simply move away from the door to another area. And that allows Liz to then leave where the door is, and the door just magically opens. So now we're getting the tears that Liz would normally be opening before we get into this area, but now we're already up here, which just makes the entire rest of this fight area so much easier.
Yeah, Slade has tickets on himself. I don't know if you've noticed.
It's also funny when you're trying to listen to Liz and Slade, because they're just they're just talking over each other, and he has opened that door there. That is not ideal,
Just give us the vigor. We don't need to do
because
this.
he might detonate these.
Here you go, boys. Let's give you death away.
cruising.
Not the fucker to win, I remember. Tin Man! Tin Man!
Oh shit. I was not meant to accidentally throw a fire trap at the door there, detonating the one that we'd sat there. My apologies.
Come on now, DeWitt.
Okay,
Disappoint the boys.
now normally there'd be 3 or 4 fire traps up here. And we don't normally stay up here for that because as soon as the door opens with the fire traps on the door, they just all die instantly. However, the electricity that Slate's throwing around, there is a random chance it hits the contraption that unlocks the door, and that's just a little unfortunate RNG there. Not a deal breaker, but it's just
Well, we're getting more game for our buck. Like, they just really want to give these people some value. It's like when you play golf and you do a bad shot. You didn't do a bad shot. You increase the amount of golf you get to play. It's brilliant.
but that is definitely a way of looking at it.
It's the way I have to look at it because I suck at golf.
So we spare Slate here just for a time save. It takes a lot more seconds for Booker to put him out of his misery, and he just sort of handles himself if we just leave him there.
Time for a quick donation.
Absolutely, sorry.
All good. We have $25 again from Les. That's from earlier. That says, "Did somebody say bees?"
Bees.
And we have
Always the bees.
And we have $40 from Slate that says, "It was Slate who donated to AusSpeedruns for charity." Slate!
That does sound very Slate-like.
Which now actually has pushed us over that 1K mark already.
Already?
Second
Wow.
run
Yeah.
at DreamHack.
That's so good.
Thank you so
Excellent.
much, everyone.
Champions. All right. It does make me feel a little bit less bad about the handful of mistakes I've made so far. So
Who cares? You're smashing this. You're doing
You're
a good
doing
job.
great, and everyone in chat's agreeing.
awesome. Awesome. All right. So for anyone who has played the game, you will recognize this area. We've usually got to go down the right-hand side. There's people to fight, people to shoot. However, there's a nice, easy way around that, and that is simply just jumping on this rail here, and we just want to scooch over here. We're going to switch to our rocket launcher. We'll reload just for the fun of it, so we've got an extra rocket loaded, and we just want to aim just over here and just wait a couple of seconds, and the rail becomes available to grab. So
That's intentional. They meant that to happen. I bet in the strategy guide, the premise strategy guide, it goes, wait outside this fight, don't engage with it at all, and you can just run away. It's great.
well, I mean, if they didn't want us on the rail, they wouldn't have made it
Exactly.
acceptable, right?
Right? Like, there is no way that was unintended. Everything is put there for a reason.
Yeah. This elevator, I don't think actually moves when you get into it, so you can just run against the door here, and you just clip straight through, which is very handy. This particular fight here can be a bit of a nightmare in a regular playthrough because these dudes sure like to scatter around, and they sure like to just not be, you know. We want them to line themselves up conveniently for our shotgun-based presence. They have other ideas, so we'll be a little more forceful with our tactics. But this fight is pretty scripted. Was putting some fire traps up here to no, not the health kit, salts. Not the health kit, the salts. Thank you, accurate aim. Whoops. Come on, up here. There we go. We've got plenty of ammo, so we will just lower our health a little bit. We do need it lower because the gondola that we call from up there, it is so very, very slow. Not a fan. Whoops. Now we don't want Liz's health. She's going to try and give us health. So we can jump in the air and reload while we're in the air, because the reload button is the same button that gets us presents from Liz. Oops. No. Alright, so after that bit, now we get a lot of people that are coming in and they're wanting to, I mean, they want to scatter. Pretty much, if you leave them be, they land on the ground, they run around, they hide around corners. So we're just going to stand right here next to this bit of board. And we will, oops, we should probably reload. So we're going to get one lovely gentleman up here. He's going to land on the ground right here. Thank you. There'll be another two that follow. If we move across a little bit here, we can get a nice little angle and just take care of both of them. A little bit of, what do you call it, skeet shooting, kind of. There's two of them that just come along here, and we give them a little trip. They can bother someone over there now.
Beautiful.
We continue waiting down here, and we're going to see, hang on, I'll crash down so we can see. We're going to see 4 or 5 dudes come across the top. A lot of them are going to land up there. Most of them are going to die. We will probably have to run up there and shoot one of them, but...
As is the way.
2 of them do also come down here, so...
R.I.P. Only one survivor, that was good.
Yeah, it's usually only one, which is good. And now we've got to kill the Patriot that hasn't spawned in yet on this ship. We're going to do that by throwing a fireball and then tilting down and aiming a rocket at him to try and land the fireball on him as the rocket lands. That takes care of him. And now we just want our health to be nice and low because there's another little skip coming up ahead. The gondola will go this slowly all the way back in until it's docked. And it'll take just as long to dock at the top. So we don't want to do that. There is a little bit of this floor that sort of clips out the edge, so we can just sprint over here and walk on nothing.
Elizabeth.
Liz will unlock the door. And then when we approach, like, when we enter, there's like a threshold of where, when we die, like wherever you die, there's like a set place that you'll generally respawn from. And the respawn point up ahead is up ahead, out of the gondola. So as long as we wait until the end of Booker's dialogue, we can give our feet the rocket treatment.
Business much like this.
That was a strange load. That was really weird that it loaded right as I opened that.
Yeah.
And now I owe money to men you don't want to be in debt to. I come here to pay it back.
So,
busting you out. What do you think that was?
we're just listening out to Booker's dialogue.
Somebody who was willing to take my marker in exchange for you.
And if we wait just a little second or so, we will respawn. Okay, I did not wait a second or so properly. We would respawn up there and already be out of here. So, damn.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
We're just getting more game for our game, you know?
I mean, it still will be quicker than waiting for this to pull in and the door opening.
Yeah.
So,
What we got? Oh, we're cruising, man. We are absolutely cruising.
There's something always so special about listening to them have really serious dialogue into Booker just shooting the ground with a rocket.
Yeah.
there's one time where Elizabeth starts talking to us and we get out of the conversation by killing ourselves. It is not a good IRL strat for getting out of conversations, but it's effective.
I mean, it's a very permanently effective strat that we do not recommend.
Anyway, as you saw there, when we killed ourselves in the gondola, we spawned up the top. I probably pulled the trigger on that rocket a tenth or two of a
Yeah,
toss
it
to
wouldn't be much of anything,
It
that one.
was, yeah, silly mistake.
Suits me.
All good.
Now that they've got a profit.
So now we are on the First Lady. We got our ship. Very good.
All right, we're flying away.
Got me.
All right, and that's the end of the game. We fly away to Paris, and
I want to see.
Oh man, no, it's time we get acquainted with our good friend the
What
Wrench.
is that? 40 north by 74 west. That's not Paris, that's New York.
How'd you know that?
One thing I had in that tower was time, Mr. DeWitt. Time to study things like geography.
I owed money.
All of these, the leather stuff and the leather straps and stuff, my housemate sat up all night last night doing the final stitching and touches and whatnot, and
they're an absolute legend.
adding the little, adding the stitching on the lapel as well.
Everything's gonna be okay. Will you just
So,
turn around and talk to me and we
Yeah,
can...
it's all,
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I just hit the microphone because I'm very unprofessional. Like I said before, Toasted community genuinely is one of the best. You know, I have seldom seen a community that would just bend over backwards, help people out, just straight away. Very few questions asked. It's awesome.
but they're I like to call them the champions of chat because they are. They're champions. Yeah.
And they mean I can just come in and lurk sometimes. I don't have to actually like actively moderate. It's great. I show up, I renew my sub, and then I lurk, basically.
Yeah, one of our mods and good friend of mine, the amazing Pun that you would have seen a donation from before, Pun sent this to me as a birthday present. Well, it was meant to be a birthday present last year, but it was sent earlier this year. Sending stuff from America to Australia is expensive, but the weird thing is the handle on it is really big and suits a large hand. I have quite large hands. But it has a piece on the back where you're meant to slip your arm through that I wouldn't be able to get half of my hand through. So I don't know who this was designed for. So we've had to take the actual bracket off so it's actually wieldable.
That's a handyman we just flew over.
Very handy.
Yeah.
You would see one at the raffle at the start of the game. Oh, sorry, yeah, at the fair at the start of the game. If we
But we skip
stopped
it.
to look around.
I got no quarrel with you or your Vox Populi. This is
I don't think 80% fights any now. I think they skip all the handyman fights.
No,
now.
you fight the one right before Liz shanks Daisy with the scissors.
Oh, is that one? Oh, yeah, of course
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. Don't mind me. I'm talking about a run I haven't done in like 3 years.
Comstock is the god of the white man, the rich man, the
All
pitiless
right.
man.
This is probably a good time for donations if there are any.
No worries. No donations at this current moment, but I will just take this time to remind everyone, both on stream and at DreamHack here, that we are AusSpeedruns, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For DreamHack here, we are raising money for Game On Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research. If you would like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com. And we do also have a wonderful list of donation incentives that if you go to incentives.ausspeedruns.com or follow the links in chat, you can put your money towards those as well. Such as a bonus run of Smile for Me, 80%. Or
That sounds like a good one. You should donate to that.
or a bonus run of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Marriage. That also sounds quite fun.
The marriage run is genuinely amazing. Like, if you haven't seen a Skyrim run before, oh, delicious. It's so much fun.
Yeah, so Liz, after delivering us a lovely pat on the head with a wrench and escaping, now finds herself back here. And we're going to do the rational thing.
Just stop for a minute!
Chase after her screaming with a shotgun. Because we just want to talk to her.
Whenever I want to speak to someone, I chase them with a weapon. So that really engenders like
Just
trust
wanna
in me.
talk to you!
Sorry, my leg is going crazy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how we became
my
friends.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I chased you around the Hotel Rockford with a large knife
Hold up for a minute!
and through all the back rooms until we became friends. It was great.
I think legally we have to say that this did
This
not
is a
happen.
bit. This is a bit.
Allegedly.
No, like there's a very easy way to
It was
tell.
a foam prop knife.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like genuinely, there's a very easy like Noob's BS detector. If it's I'm offhandedly just saying something, it's BS every single time. Like, hey, remember when this happened? Total nonsense.
All right, so we're going to, we're going to take care of some guys over here and switch out our shotgun for the weapon we will be using for the remainder of the run.
A volley gun. Yeah, so earlier I mentioned that the shotgun is very, very strongly balanced, shall we say. And we get rid of it for this gun, which speaks volumes to its utility throughout the entire run and its power. You also notice that all of our guns are gold. It's because they released a... I forget what it's called, but there's a pack that comes with all of the opening area weapons that costs like $2, and it typically gets bundled into the game anyway. Like on Steam, it's still part of DLC, but any sort of like next-gen release, it's just in the game regardless. I think it was a pre-order bonus to start off with, but they just added it in after the fact. And that gives you Sugar Rush and all those vigors at the start, so you can actually, not vigors, what are they called?
Bits of gear at the Blue Ribbon at the start.
Yeah, Blue Ribbon. It's called the Blue Ribbon Cafe, that's what it's called. And that includes gold versions of the guns. So if you're looking at this and being like, those guns look like they've been prestiged a couple times, that's why.
Now, we're coming up to a section where probably one of the biggest skips in the game happens. So if you've played BioShock Infinite, you might remember there's Mr. Lin, Mrs. Lin, you got Shantytown, the Good Time Club, and all of that. We're just going to go straight to the factory and just bypass the whole lot of it.
Yeah, the achievements on my Steam copy of this game are weirdly out of order because I never played through the game normally until Waffles was like, hey, do a glitchless run and I'll be on comms the entire time. And it was, if you've seen Breaking Point, you know what happened.
So we're also going to grab a
yeah, we're good.
A volley gun damage upgrade up ahead, just here. Now, there's an elevator at the end of the next fight down the stairs. Now, we could call the elevator, ride the elevator down, deal with all the cutscenes and talking and whatnot. However, what we're going to do instead is we're going to perform another one of these lovely little death warps, where we're going to end up on the outside of the elevator, on the outside of the building. And this, sorry, I'm just focusing for a second.
This is my favorite skip in the entire run. Like, this or bridge skip.
What, really? Oh no. That dude's meant to be in the doorway as I run through the doorway, which is why I shot the ground. So that was error on my part.
That's right, you have heaps of ammo, you'll be right. Not wishing to tempt fate or anything, but we've been rather blessed with the amount of ammo and money we've gotten throughout this run. So
this is where Liz will talk for ages about a diary. But we can just another time, Liz. We're busy. And now the elevator will, instead of waiting for a lot of Liz's dialogue, and then the elevator slowly coming up to the for us to be able to ride it. It's already there and the door's already open.
Yes.
So now we're going to do a death warp through here. We're going to land on the outside of the building.
Oh, I love this so much.
And now we're going to jump around, clip against this corner so that we can land on a very skinny little ledge here, jump out of bounds here, and then we're just going to go straight over to factory.
So this skips like an hour of the game. It's like straight up an hour.
It's like the side of it, so Liz doesn't know where to respawn you, so you just stand up where you land. It's nice. We actually use it in low percent as well, but you've got to do a jump off the skyhook onto the lantern and then hook a jump around. It's very interesting, very interesting. To like, I think I'd watched one run, like when the category was brought out in category extensions, low percent. And low percent is just simply you only pick up Devil's Kiss and Shock Jockey. Shock Jockey you need to unlock some doors, can't proceed the game with it. Devil's Kiss, even if you avoid picking up, at a certain point during the game, you just have it suddenly. But then it's also gunless, and you can't upgrade your vigors at all, the 2 that you've got. So you literally go through the game punching everything to death and trying to see what skips you can get away with without having a weapon. So gunless is a category in BioShock Infinite, however it does rely on, much like Hillrunner's hat that we were talking about before, there's another piece of gear called Drop Cloth, which allows you to have a speed boost when you jump off a skyhook. And you need that in that section we just skipped to go from the bottom off a bit of curved roof, Tony Hawk style, to jump up and over. And yeah, gunless runs can be I mean, you'll probably, aside from having like a save pre-set up for it when you get to it after trying a few times, to get Drop Cloth, it's the sort of run you'll probably never see at a speedrunning event, because it's just...
You couldn't have known this would happen.
Yeah, the old days of constantly resetting that checkpoint. If you got Drop Cloth and Hillrunner's hat, you're like, world record. That's it. I have world record already.
Fearful Ferret did a tutorial on how to speedrun BioShock on PC way back in 2015, I think, after GDQ. And while explaining about picking up the 2 different bits of gear, he got Drop Cloth and Hillrunner's hat, and just
during the tutorial,
devastating. Just, dude, this never happens. How? Why now? Like, this is okay.
Yeah, it's the best case scenario. This is what to look for. If you see this, you're doing well.
2% hits in, yeah.
You just complicate the narrative.
All right. So, Daisy's back. She doesn't sound happy. These guys aren't back. But they also don't sound happy. Maybe they're light rockets. I don't know. I didn't have enough time to ask.
They were back for a very, very short-lived time.
This is where Undertow is.
Yep, we don't pick it up.
We don't pick it up?
No, we don't pick it up. It'll take 40 seconds of time to watch it being picked up.
You used to pick up Undertow, which is basically you move people around with a tentacle, and you could spam it to just kick people off of platforms. But you were using Bronco for that earlier, so...
Yeah, so we will be picking up Undertow from a vending machine at downtown... Oh my god. He's thrown... Oh, I was meant to pick up the salt there as well. Oh boy.
Yeah, so...
Whoops. We don't normally go up here, but I'm just going to go up here purely to grab these salts because we're going to need them. Liz will throw us some, but... So we got a handyman coming up as well. Now we do have to be careful with the handyman because the handyman does drop a piece of gear. So when looting him, you can accidentally kill the run right here by picking up that piece of gear. Liz, come on. So that's a piece of gear there. We don't want to pick up that. So I should have picked up that volley gun ammo. So we give Liz a boost here.
Alright, Elizabeth is about to show off her sewing prowess. She really likes her fabric work, and you're about to see
Is this your movement, Daisy?
see her prowess in action.
This is what needs to be done. See, the founders ain't
Okay, we got volley gun ammo down here. Bit of RPG ammo. Yeah, that misstep throwing the fire trap up there just cost me being able to do that a little more efficiently. Suddenly, scissors.
So there's fabric scissors.
Yeah, no, it's...
Never leave home without them. That's the inside of Liz's head.
Yes, I'm just waiting for her to move back so I can push the button. Now, some people don't grab the infusion on the left here, but
Infusion.
as you'll see, if we go around here and grab this, we can literally get back around here before the door's able to be grabbed, so it's no real time loss.
He's just better. Genuinely, he's just better. I am one part like trying to explain what's going on, one part just going, this is cool. This is so cool. I'm loving this.
Alright, so you don't have to knock on the door twice, and you do run a little quicker when jumping and moving backwards. Sprint jumping backwards.
Yes.
We use that in the outro of the game as well.
Yes, the end of the game where you can't sprint, it's all done backwards.
Yeah. They limit your forward speed, but yeah, if you turn around and face the other way and sprint jump backwards, it's, yeah. It's not uncapped like Portal where you can just continually pick up speed, but you can get up to a full speed.
Might see some of that later on with the Portal
Yeah,
run.
I saw. There's some really good games being ran on today.
It's all the
Very
hits.
How
exciting.
do you do it?
It's all the hits this weekend. BioShock Infinite, Portal, game about dentists. It's great.
You don't.
I had never seen that Monsters Inc. game that ran, that was the run before, and that was a lot of fun to watch. That was just reminded me of the old PlayStation 1 games. Who said you needed more polygons?
More polygons, more polygoners. Oh.
So it'd be a good time to point out I'm not affiliated with.
I'm waiting for the punch. I'm just waiting for the like.
I think now would actually be a fantastic time for this donation. $25 from Mama Hells that says, "Noops and Toast together at last. Dreams coming true at DreamHack. Let's go, lads."
This is 4 years in the making, to be fair.
Hells is my housemate of the last 2 years and was one of my, became friends during COVID and made this lovely, turned a jacket that was too small into a vest and made all this leather stuff by hand last night. Just, yeah.
Yeah, Hells
Thank
is
you, Hells.
really crafty.
Champion.
They do some crochets and stuff. It's so cool.
I hope you got some good sleep after staying up quite literally until 4 or 5 in the morning.
Who would do that?
Machine.
Not me. I didn't stay up till 4 in the morning practicing my runs. Who would do that?
Yeah, no, Noops never stayed up that late.
No, I never
the
stay
night
up.
shift goblin took over.
I go to sleep at 9:30 every single day. That's how I operate. I do not stay up late ever. My twin brother, maybe. My twin brother, the night shift goblin, different story.
I don't stay up late either, but my streams start at 2 a.m.
You don't stay up late. You wake up late. Like your normal day is like starting at 4 p.m.
It's very backwards. My normal day starts at about 9 p.m. is when I wake up around there. So this coming area has a lovely little quirk. A couple of things happen. First,
Of course.
Booker says, at least they left the piano, as if it was somehow helpful. But there's a bridge up ahead. Now, you won't be able to see it, but there is an invisible hitbox that causes all the enemies in the next area to spawn in. So if we jump on the rail here, and whoops, that was bad, and hook
Yes.
there, none of them spawn in. Absolutely none of them. And then these stairs at the bottom here that we're running over just there, that's where we need to go back to force Liz to stop doing, I mean, she still does her dialogue, but instead of waiting until the end of her dialogue to unlock the door, just by running over these stairs, turning around and going back, Liz is done with the door. So, bit of a time save there. And I'm gonna need to lower my health a little bit because we're gonna try a skip that I've only been doing fairly recently in the last like 6 months or so.
Friend.
We're going to try and trick Liz into opening a door on a gondola in the middle of dialogue. So,
Yeah.
I
So
really hope I don't mess this up. I've been practicing this week to make sure I'm on the ball. So, we're going to stand on the corner of this rail, and when this gondola full of enemies comes down, we're going to jump out into the void next to the gondola. And that's going to cause us to respawn up here, but the enemies to be off the gondola and allow us to unlock the door before they notice that we're here. Then we need to aggro them after Liz has unlocked the door, but before the door finishes opening. So we unlock the door.
Give me a second. It's done.
I might not have gotten it there. So basically, this door will be swinging open after she unlocks it. But once the door is fully opened, Liz will say, "There you go," or "It's done," or whatever. And if we can aggro the enemies before then, Liz doesn't get to finish that routine of
Suspended in space
opening the
time
door.
at a fixed height.
So the game automatically closed the door when we pull the lever.
But the thing is,
And if we got it in time, Liz will do that end of door unlocking animation now, and the door will open. So she'll finish opening the door.
something tells me they're not exactly what they appear.
I was going to have told you they come. No.
I think I missed it, damn.
I don't think this syntax
Oh well.
It would have had to
And basically we could be on the outside of the gondola right about now, so
They seem to be.
yeah, unfortunate. But it saves a lot of time. Because we can...
It's so clean.
We can then jump off the middle of the gondola onto that platform.
Yeah.
And we get to the vending machine, almost to the vending machines up ahead before we get our guns back. When we get our guns back is when this door opens to let us out. So that's... Yeah, it saves a lot of time. But unfortunate that I missed it, because I have been practicing it this week to make sure it was all good.
Dude, it's so it's so cool. Like this is such a treat. But yeah, my understanding of why you can lap things over is there are certain triggers in the environment, like when we jumped around earlier to avoid the enemies, where it sort of assumes what the game position is going to be like. So it assumes you're going to run up to it at a certain point before doing the door. It assumes you're going to... there's one in Burial at Sea where if you just run out of a room, it skips an entire dialogue.
Yeah.
So this sort of, it will revert itself to that game state, and whatever action is in the process of doing, it will just be done.
Oh, we don't have any rockets. That's unfortunate.
There you go, Polygon, you're right.
Okay.
Never in doubt.
It's trickier to do with the volley gun.
It is tricky, but this is Toasted Mildly we're talking about, mate. This is like the GOAT of console BioShock Infinite.
So
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't know what to say when you say these things. So yeah, so basically we do a little death walk there to allow us to respawn up there with the enemies all the way back in their starting positions. And we have to unlock the door from a distance, which I didn't really get to demonstrate, but we did.
Any fans of System Shock in the house? Or in fact, Deus Ex?
Let's hope we find one of those fools. This might be it. Why are you so keen on lockdown?
I'm just asking this question like offhandedly. I have nothing to add, nothing at all. I'm not referring to anything in the slightest. I just asked that question because it was fun. That'd be a good office number, I reckon.
Alright, so for anyone familiar with the game, the next area, Downtown Emporia, generally involves fighting multiple ships of enemies. There's a handyman, there's a bunch of dudes with flat cannons or whatnot. You gotta eliminate everybody before Liz will let you unlock the gate. So we're going to jump over the gate with a really precise sort of crouch in midair. It's kind of, when you aim your gun in midair, it sort of slows your momentum a little bit and it lowers your hitbox a little bit, I think. And it allows you to just get over a gate, which I'm really hoping I can get first try, because it was a second try thing during the week a couple of times.
Yeah, so it extends your hitbox out in a semi-permeable state. So we use it to clip through walls in other parts of the game. But basically jumping and then ADSing basically pushes you forwards ever so slightly, and if you get the right part of the geometry where there's a seam something, you'll just push straight through it and you're through. Again, you will see this in Burial at Sea, if I don't suck. Well, last time I did it on an AusSpeedruns stage, I got it like first try, but that's not the norm.
So after this area, this is where in a regular playthrough you'd be having to find 3 different tears and essentially fight the ghost of Lady Comstock in the graveyard, in the bank, and then once again in the next area. However, what we're going to do, we're going to jump over this gate. The hitbox along the bottom is fairly flat, but it's curved over the top, so we need to get on this corner, drop down, and slip through there. It is easier said than done, but there is a safer strat to do it using Undertow, Charge, and Bucking Bronco. We'll try and get this first try. Nope. Remember back in 2020, there's literally
Yes!
that
Let's go.
literally prevented a few earlier world records than when we actually got it. So, yes, that's sort of how that works.
Yeah, so because he's falling through free air when he's extending his hitbox like that, he's clipping like the edge-most pixel of his character model onto the top of that gate, and that's what gets him over it. It's so cool.
All right, so, and yeah, so instead of fighting those lady Comstock fights, we are going to do another little death walk coming up ahead. Not before punching some people in the face that really, really deserve it. So we want to have our health nice and low. Now, there is a fun little mechanic in the game where if you jump out of bounds, it'll respawn you on the ground where you were standing. But if you jump on the rails and then move along the rails for X amount of distance and then jump off out of bounds, it will put you back on the ground where you touched the ground last. And we're going to abuse that mechanic a little bit here by, we've now put our hitbox of our body on the other side of that gate. And we want to cut across here. We're going to jump on the rails. Whoops. We're going to jump on the rails, and we're going to make sure we don't touch the ground for any of this area up ahead here. And if we do this correctly, I nearly just jumped clean off onto the stairs there. By jumping around here, the game puts us to where we touched the ground last, which was where we put our dead body behind the gate.
That's unreal.
And we've just, that's, you know, it's in the glitch, trying to think it's like 18 minutes or so, somewhere around there, that you bypass.
That is hard to do on keyboard, and he's doing it with a controller. Like, it's... I'm struggling to put into words how impressive that is, because that's just unreal.
Thanks, man.
Dude, it's so cool. Yeah, this is awesome. This is like full circle for me.
There is another skip you can do at this bridge instead of pulling the lever there, but it does involve that bit of gear we were talking about earlier, Hill Runner's Hat, which when you break your shield, it gives you speed boost for 5 seconds, and by launching off there just right and just far enough, you can trigger Songbird's noises, which causes the bridge that isn't there to be there, and you just you skip this minute 20 cutscene. Yeah. So speaking of which, is cutscene.
Alrighty, no donations at the moment, but just as a reminder, we do have that donation matching going on for the next $1,500 or so. Every single donation will be matched and doubled by Bear with a Shotgun. We do thank you yet again for your wonderful generosity. Has been doing this pretty much for the last like 3-4 events now consistently, and has been fantastic. We do also have a series of donation incentives that can be put towards as well, including a few bonus runs, or even Spyro Year of the Dragon. You can choose Spyro's color using a few cheat codes. Currently green is in the lead by $105, but if you want to put any money towards a blue, black, or purple, the original, feel free to include that in your messages as well. Just to make mention as well, for all attendees here at DreamHack, we do also have an interactive station on the stage right-ish side behind the crowd. There is a schedule there of different games that you can learn, different parts of different runs that you can be taught by some of the runners here at DreamHack. Thank you so much.
Booker's very surprised there's snow in July. But, I mean, it seems like a perfectly normal time for there to be
That's
snow.
a very normal time of year for snow.
Winter, yeah.
So, yeah, so Comstock Tower. We've got a whole group of nameless grunts down the bottom that we need to deal with. An elevator to wait for, catching an elevator up, and all that sort of stuff. However, there's turrets at the top. And if we line up with the turrets just here, whoops, we can just punch the turrets at the very top, and we're on our way. It's
sick. It's so sick. Like, I can't implore how sick it is because it's just so sick. I love it.
I'm very glad you're enjoying it.
Dude, I'm having time of my life. This is the other part of the game that scared me. Yeah, we do interact with it normal, don't we? Yeah. You'll be able to tell, or will you? We run past it very quickly.
Don't really get a chance.
Yeah, no.
Here.
It triggers, and then it's just you're out of there.
You pull a lever here, and then
No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
and then a thing happens.
Switch.
Yeah.
Will we get?
You're not supposed to know that. We're interacting with this normally. Ready?
Should be able to head downstairs and get to Elizabeth now.
So yeah, boo. That scared me.
Yeah, I actually just stopped there so you could have a look. Normally we turn.
Normally he's gone. Yeah.
Normally we turn back. Yeah, normally we just get out of there. You don't even get to see him. Just straight out of there.
Yeah, like you'll hear him scream way behind you.
So here's another one. The elevator takes so long, but we if we're suddenly not in the elevator, we can be. If we're not in the elevator, we can suddenly be at the bottom of the elevator.
That's how elevators work.
Yeah. This is a place where you can soft lock as well. If you get down here too quickly, these two are not here yet, and it just breaks.
Yeah, there are a lot of soft locks, especially in this second half of the game, where if you're too good at the game, it just dies.
But like, there was a saying we used to have in chat, which was, if you're not finding new and different ways to soft lock the game, are you speedrunning BioShock?
There you go.
That's what I set
Exactly.
into motion. Slides into its terminal stage.
I remember the day we found the ship helm crashing the game.
The blue screen.
That was a rough day. Oh man.
Yeah. We were a minute or so ahead of world record pace, and I hadn't claimed any of. Like, I was going after my first one. It was April, May 2020. So, you know, we started streaming mid-February. We got affiliated at the start of March, and I basically just played BioShock Infinite until we got a record, and then we started branching out to other categories, other consoles.
I think that was the first time I'd seen the second half of the game after the equipment going, because you'd get into a run, and then you do your equipment stuff, and then you'd be like, "Nah, we'll start again." And you do your equipment stuff, and yeah, we'll start again. Nah, we'll start again. And it gets like 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm like, I need to go to bed at some point.
It was time. Time rots everything, Booker.
Even hope.
Liz's delightful, not convincing old person voice. It just sounds like...
That's how old people sound. They sound the exact same as when they're 20.
No.
Yeah, just bored and tired.
Yeah.
It's too late for me. I brought
She's got a lovely singing voice, and she does a great role of voice acting for Elizabeth.
If you can find the OST for this, it's so good. Like, the cover version of When Will the Circle Be Unbroken.
What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's over the credits. It's gorgeous. It's actually gorgeous.
What does it say?
It's advice.
Advice on what?
How not to become me.
All right.
12.
Just never gets old.
I love that we get every time we shoot a rocket at our feet, we get a little giggle over the side of it. It's
Get this really serious emotional scene between older Elizabeth and Booker, and then just, I'm back.
yeah.
Yep, that's how it goes.
And then some flying punches in the face. It's all happening. Great.
Now, I will give a heads up now. If you are squeamish, there is a cutscene coming up that you will want to just sort of avert your eyes for a couple seconds. Liz is currently being poked and prodded with all sorts of medical equipment, and there is a very it's unpleasant.
It's an old-timey epidural-looking thing, but between the shoulder blades.
Yeah, it's not
rather
nice.
nice needle. If you don't like needles, yeah.
Like, I know it's coming, and I'm dreading it a little bit. I think in Toasted, I'm literally doing this, so I'm like interacting with the cutscene.
It's not your daughter.
Now, in Glitchless, we lower our health here so that we kill ourselves after Liz's cutscene coming up. because it spawns us up the top.
All right, look away if you're squeamish.
However, in the any percent gearless and stuff, it only saves you about a second or so, and we actually want our health to be lower for the bit after this bit. So you end up losing that second or so by trying to lower your health before the next,
Yeah, it's a moot point.
But in glitchless, it is helpful.
Yeah.
I was mashing that. I saw that on the screen. What?
Yeah, it's it's funny. This game does drop your input sometimes. You can look back now, by the way. Yeah, this game does just drop your input sometimes, where you'll be like spamming the button and it just will refuse to interact.
She's given us a way to get past Songbird. We're gonna find an airship and we'll leave Booker Harris, Elizabeth.
It's just weird knowing that it's not a big screen behind me.
Cruising. Oh, we're doing so well.
Why?
Got time for a couple donations?
Oh, absolutely. Sorry.
Oh, good. We
I
have
keep forgetting to say something.
we have $25 from Cubsy that says, "You're doing an amazing job, Toasty. Hitting some incredibly hard skips. Finish off the run strong. You got this."
Thank you, Cubs, champion.
And a $25 from a noops that reads, "Shout outs to Toasty for showing this amazing run. Big love. Money to Skyrim marriage." Wonder who that was.
That's what a deranged, obsessive fan that would type such a strange thing in a donation.
There were 4 bits. That was huge.
All right, so after this elevator, now it looks like we have an extra pixel of health, so we might not actually be able to kill ourselves in the first try.
Oh yeah, you do too.
Yeah, sometimes it works like that, sometimes it doesn't. Here's the cage, but was it Lacey with the donation before that had us pick bird? Liz has the bird.
Liz does have the bird.
If no one has a preference, usually I go with bird. The idea of getting Liz out of the tower, out of the cage, and then just giving her one to wear as a reminder just seems a bit cruel. Yeah.
Find a way on board.
Stay here.
Unfortunate. So yeah, like I said, we had 1 pixel too much of health. The problem is, if you notice that and then you try and remove that 1 pixel of health, half the time it'll just end up killing you, and then you feel a little bit silly for doing so. But anyway, a death there immediately causes Liz to not worry about unlocking the door anymore. So we're going to
Look around you, Elizabeth. I built all of this for you. You are my air and my blood.
we're going to take care of these 2 dudes, and then there's a guy up here with the flat cannon. Now, this is the guy that matters for triggering the ship coming up. So it is a bit that had me a little confused from time to time. Getting this ship to spawn, like you kill the other 3 guys, but if you didn't kill the... basically it's triggered by killing one of the Patriots, the other one of the Patriots, and then, yeah. Because there are times where it'd seem like...
Yeah, so this is what Undertow's basically used for. It's just, you yeet people off. It's glorious.
It is not letting me grab the handle.
That's really weird. Is the machine gun like...
No, like as soon as those dudes are off the ship, it should let us grab it.
It should be. What's going on?
This is not good.
This is a wonderful example that we can draw on. BioShock Infinite is a very well-coded game with no development issues throughout the entire process. It never changed any development directions. There were never any problems with it. It was the same game from beginning to end, and there is no evidence whatsoever that they had to change things, and sometimes there's a bit of spaghetti code. So we might have to actually restart a checkpoint here, which is really annoying.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not meant to happen.
Just don't ask me about BioShock 4. There was some more news regarding BioShock 4.
Yes.
So Cloud Chamber taking the lead on the game, and before COVID, it looked like we were probably going to be getting it in late 2023, early 2024. The recent update is 2027.
Ah.
So,
I mean, there have been some interesting development. We're just going to go into full speculation mode now. Detective hats on. The job postings that were supposedly related to BioShock 4 talked a lot about having an open world and a lot of like very different development experience compared to other BioShocks that have been developed. And as we can see from our favorite BioShock game, Infinite, that's not always a bad thing, but it does mean that, you know, potentially there are people working in a slightly different environment than they used to, and that's going to have knock-on effects. Now, where do you think it's set, Toasty? What of the 3 job postings and a trademark of BioShock 4, the website, do you think it's going to be set?
I think it's London, and I think it's specifically 1970s London, but
excellent.
It is all speculation at this point. We don't know, but it's
There you go.
As soon as we deal with the dudes, it's meant to let us get the lever. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, once you hear the sting, it should just be interactable, but
now Liz,
alas.
She's gonna say the line, Bart, from the start of the game. She does not look happy though.
Sorry, it's always nice to see the game in.
It's possible to
Oh, sorry.
redeem the kind of thing.
That was for dramatic effect, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice seeing the game in like decent graphics because.
Are you afraid of God?
She said the line. Yeah, for certain PCs, you need to lower the quality settings. There's an old GDQ run where they had to literally go into the config file to lower the settings low enough so they could do some of the 80% skips they were doing. And like in the opening scene where they're rowing, the waves are coming through the boat, and it's spaghetti. And I'm glad that it was shown off, but oh boy.
Yeah, whoops. I've done one run on PC, which was a glitchless run, and had the graphics all cranked up to full. Whoops, Okay. Yeah, I got the graphics cranked up to full, and I did have someone ask me, like, why do you have the graphics up high? It's like, because we're just having fun with it. We're not worrying about any other crap. Okay, you guys over there. Are you still on here? There's no way.
Did he just not? He mustn't have spawned in.
That's okay. Just make me look bad. Love to see it. Anyway, normally I grab those 3 dudes off with the undertow and just yeet them off into the down.
You definitely grabbed no, there were 2 dudes.
I only grabbed 2 of them, but I held it long enough that it should have grabbed 3. We have to wait for them to get out of the way anyway. There's 6 guys on this ship, so we grab 3 of them, send them that way, grab the other 3 of them. And then we have just a few mosquitoes and dudes to go. Oh, we didn't. God damn it. I wanted to get that ammo, so you. That was quite possibly the worst I've played yet. That was terrible.
Just drop me off.
Alright.
That looked pretty clean. Better than me. That's not hard, but.
Unfortunately, we needed some salts, and I grabbed those prematurely. All good.
Alright, we're in the end game now, Sunny Jim. We're aboard Comstock's flagship.
Now, normally we charge across that gap.
We don't have the salts for it.
We don't have the salts for it, sadly.
Time for one quick one before end game.
Yep.
There's like 2 big fights, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We have another $15 from Some Fun Pun that says, doing amazing toast, let's go.
Well, now I can show what we're meant to do here.
That was a salt refuel death. It was definitely intentional. So you're hitting all the buttons up here.
I have seen the seeds of fire that will prepare the Sodom below for the coming.
That one last pixel of health is very resilient sometimes.
Yeah. So you have an invincibility period to let your shield regen.
Yeah, so we're coming down here because we can,
That job falls to you.
because it respawns at the back of the ship. We jump up here, down here, straight up the top to the button. We avoid just a whole lot of waiting around and other stuff. Now we've literally just got to wait for these Patriots to drop, and then we are getting very, very close to Final Fight. Also, thank you for the message of encouragement. With the donation, brain is just going into focus mode because why not? You know what? We'll spoil ourselves. We'll grab some ammo because why not? We basically just got to wait around for a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, BioShock Infinite, lovely game. Really, really like it. There are some sections where it just seems sort of intent on making you wait around a whole bunch. And like, I understand that some of this is because you're meant to be having this epic fight, and it's like a dynamic, changing atmosphere.
We made
but
a
like,
pretty game. Please look at it.
Sometimes it's a bit excessive.
Yeah.
The barge.
3/4.
Sure is taking his time.
So we're going to get on the rail. We're unlocking the rail up top. But what we're going to do is we're going to get on this rail to then transfer up to this. Whoops.
But you've always had a knack
Now
for self-destruct.
we have the engineering deck. Lots of people to fight. There's a handyman. There's all sorts of things. So naturally what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here. Was not meant to land there. I was meant to charge the dude in midair. And we just grab the rail and get the hell out of there.
You've come to wipe your slate clean, false ship. But time will walk backwards before you find
There's another skip that
Excellent.
we used to do up here called cabin skip, where we'd landing down here, we'd trigger another rail further above, get up on top, jump on the outside of the ship, and get through to here, basically. And then we'd do a death where we die with our feet off the ground while opening this door, and it causes Booker to open the door in. And that makes the door in the next room and the door to the final, the cabin for the final fight, they just, you can walk straight through them.
It also increases your softlock and crash percentage, though.
Well, that's where we had the PlayStation blue screen on us in, yeah, good times.
Yeah. So it was just after this next scene where we discovered this blue screen. It was a devastating night for all.
I'm ending this.
Booker, no.
Yes. As we mentioned, there are a handful of baptisms in this game. We start the game off with a baptism, and we're about to conclude an arc with a baptism. In a bird bath, mind you. So it's not like a full-on one, but...
Yeah.
Tell me.
We also use the edge of the bird bath, not the water.
No, he gets water on his head. That's a baptism.
Yeah.
Let go of her. Elizabeth, everything I've done to keep you safe.
Safe from what?
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame.
Unfortunately, he does talk for a very long time. Now that cabin skip I was talking about, we would be able to just phase through this door and the next one at the top.
Yeah.
But until
Wander around.
Booker has a thing where like his nose starts bleeding and vision goes fuzzy, the steering wheel in the cabin doesn't spawn in yet, and by jumping in there and trying to spin the wheel before it's meant to be there can cause the PlayStation to blue screen, as we discovered. Yeah, but anyway.
It's pretty close to 4 years to the day. Like, I reckon.
Well, I picked up that 80% record in May in 2020.
So we're getting close to it.
So it would have been a few weeks before that.
No.
Sorry, my mustache is tickling my lip. So I'm just...
See, now this is a clear baptism.
Oh no.
Oh no! The false prophet.
Shepherd.
False shepherd, that's right. I've played this game before.
at least a number of
too many
What
times.
did he mean about my finger?
That's what happens when you focus on the DLC, you forget. Well, the DLC is so different. Well, different. It's the same game.
You
it's
can
just
soft lock here by standing directly in front of the lock when you unlock it, because Liz will sandwich you from behind, and you'll be stuck. So now the Booker's had the little nosebleed. Now we just
Really, Toasty, I'm just gonna like do a little bit of that, bit of that, and we can hear you a bit better. There we go.
I moved it to fix my mustache, and then forgot that I'd moved it.
I was like, I can't hear you so well, and I'm sitting next to you.
I've never used a headset microphone before. I've just always had like
the thing in front of you. Yeah. You got Joshy's old one now, don't you? The red and like the little red one.
HyperX Podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2021. He sold that one to me.
All right.
It's good. It's good mine.
We're coming up to the final fight of the game now. You'll be pleased to know we've gotten past the blue screen part.
Also, after Final Fight is concluded, it's essentially a 10-minute walking simulator.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time to jump in with whatever. Good idea, Liz. We'll break his stuff.
Yeah, so basically, Liz has figured out that the pipes that keep playing throughout the entire game are not a means of trying to control her, they're a means of controlling the songbird. And so by turning it on its head and being able to actually control her, the songbird that is, you now have the songbird as an ally in this fight. And if you're playing it normal, dude, I remember being like 13 and playing this at my friend's house. It was so sick. I might have been 14, I don't really remember. But yeah, like, this final fight is so sick. Like, you're running around, there's groups of enemies spawning everywhere, and you can call down this nemesis that you've had the entire game to just wreck face, and it's so cool. Yeah, so
rocket dude up there. So we're just gonna throw a lot of these people overboard.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can instruct the songbird to attack these barges, and then you shoot the other one. But because Undertow is broken, we don't do that. But you can call down like massive slams. So cool. Oh man.
Thank you for the salts, Liz. That was perfectly timed for once.
Sometimes he has really good like sense of timing. And then other times he will stop up again.
These rocket dudes can be a pain in the ass to kill, so if we just yeet them off the edge, it's so much easier. So now we've got a bunch of the dialogue happening in the background, overlapping itself because it's not meant to be happening at this pace. It's the same dude shouting through a mega speaker, but he's doing two different sets of dialogue that are meant to happen at different times.
Yeah, overlapping dialogue is a lot of fun in this game. Because there's no like mechanisms against it, pretty much. It just sort of is like, yeah, cool, we just get to play two audio files at the same time. Don't care.
So we can call in Songbird. I am holding the button.
There you go.
What are you doing, Songbird? Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, so you can call it in, or you can go inside the Zeppelin and actually like run your skyhook along the cables of it. My friends and I didn't know you could do that when we first played through this. We were like, man, we keep dying before Songbird's like online again. This fight's kind of broken, and then we discovered that we were just bad at games.
Now we want to kill everyone else before the final Patriot dies, because otherwise you can risk spawning in another wave of enemies, which will include more Patriots. As soon as we hear that dialogue, we know we're good. I spent so much time killing these 2 turrets when doing this bit, and you don't need to. They just end up being destroyed anyway. Now we've taken a little bit of a risk here by having our health this low, but if we get killed after... literally clipping into the temple there when I was jumping.
Yeah, no, that was really unfortunate.
That was odd. So
a bit
if they kill us up here, it's fine. We've just...
Yeah, because you spawn back on the ship.
We spawn back down here. We're all...
Anything, they're helping us. It's great. Because the Zeppelin's still broken. And Songbird still runs assist.
It's... Songbird is not calling. What
Songbird's not... Cooperate. There it goes.
There we go. Oh my god.
Yeah, so we've not really talked about the plot of this game because it's not important. But there's a lot of playing around with timelines and alternate versions of people. Basically, Elizabeth doesn't like the fact that, you know, people can die. And so she can basically upend reality to keep you alive. And that's the canonical reason why you respawn. Now, to try and explain the ending 10-minute cutscene requires a diagram, a couple of like full-on models, and
YouTube videos.
A lot more interest in the lore than I personally have. So basically, Liz comes up to the front, and the game is ostensibly over, but we have not finished the game. So we're going to walk backwards for a whole bunch now. If you have any donations, Kenora.
The tower has not spawned in.
Oh, no.
There it is.
There it goes.
Absolutely. We do have
I was so worried.
$25 from Renshoff that reads, "You got this, Toast," which, looking at that, you did.
Come here.
You nailed it. We also have $110 from Anonymous that says $110 for Black Spire Year of the Dragon, which now has made Black Spire pop over Green Spire in for that color in donation incentive.
110 to 105. The
yeah,
Green
it's
Spyro
very
fans
close.
are going to want to get moving.
Hey, OG Purple Spyro fans, you're only $110 behind. Get in there.
111.
111.
Yeah, I might be a little biased on what color I'd choose. Yeah, it's,
yeah, the hard part is over. Now, it is theoretically something can still go wrong, but the likelihood of such a thing occurring
happened 3 weeks ago on stream.
Yeah.
4 weeks
so,
on stream. It's all good. It should be fine. I know how to avoid that one.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
So this is Rapture. Fans of the original BioShock games will know this place very well, or fans of the DLC Burial at Sea, which we'll get to see on Sunday.
It's all right. I'm here.
Basically, all the timelines are collapsing in on each other now, because you've reached this basically convergence point where Booker DeWitt is
Elizabeth.
all of this, and all of this is Booker DeWitt. And you can explain it. It's a whole lot of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey models and
it's where
timelines
it gets the
and
infinite part of
yeah,
Bioshock
like it's called Infinite for a very particular reason. But basically, all the timelines do a bit of this, and then they do a bit of this, and they do a bit of this, and then you're left at the end of this cutscene. So that is the most TLDR I could do, other than swear jar. Sorry, no. Swear jar is swear jar. There you go.
Elizabeth, what do you mean that this is a doorway? Probably gonna regret this.
This is Batsphere. riding in the bathysphere.
To show you.
You gotta love how Booker, after spending time in a floating city using some sort of weird physics causing things to float at a fixed height.
City at the bottom of the ocean. Ridiculous.
I mean, it is ridiculous.
Can't believe that you could put things underwater.
Well, as above is not so below. Above the water, floating, no worries. Below the water, not floating, that's super weird.
Yeah.
You're anchoring stuff to the ground, excuse me?
Yeah, I'm not sold on that one. But it's a particular bit of stupid that Booker has in one part of the game where he says, where Liz is talking about how they get the city to float, and he goes, giant balloons, and she says no, and she explains things fixed at a specific height.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, not giant balloons. And then proceeds to say, I'll let you know when I've figured out the floating city stuff. She just told you, man.
Yeah.
Like, a little bit of listening.
Look, Booker is a troubled man. He's been through a lot. You know, he is a flawed king. And you know what? It won't matter soon anyway, so it's fine.
All right.
Are you going to open?
It's no good.
Time for one or two more?
Go for it.
Send it.
We have $40 from, I believe I'm reading this right, Straight Jacket Jim, that says, go fast. No, faster than that. As well as $25 from Cubsy again, coming out with, congrats on a great run, Toasty. Give Noops a high five to the face for being such a great hype man. Let's do it faster.
I was expecting harder.
No. I mean, my hand's the size.
Your hand is the size of my face, that is true. You ever seen someone commit murder on an AusSpeedruns stream before? You're about to.
Well, you'll be interested in our new donation goal.
Kill Noops.
Kill Noops percentage.
It's weird. All of Noops' runs in the event have just now been replaced by Toast.
Yeah. They just
that can't be possible.
I hope you know the game about teeth real well. You can do Burial at Sea, I know this, but actually, I've got the speedrun document in my backpack. You could probably do the run.
How do you know this?
All right. Now everything coming to a lovely little close. We just need a quick stop by the lake.
Yeah, so because all these timelines are converging, basically they reach a nexus point where, hey, it's us. Basically, Booker DeWitt is Comstock, and Comstock is Booker DeWitt, and there is a particular event where either after the Wounded Knee Massacre, Booker DeWitt gets baptized, he becomes Comstock and goes on the path that leads him to all of this stuff where he is basically infertile, and he pays the Lutece twins to open a tear in reality to steal the daughter from the Booker DeWitt that walks away from the baptism and says, no, I'm going to go off and be a private eye. He has a baby that is then stolen from him by his alternate timeline version of himself, which is Comstock. And you see that Liz has a thimble on her finger. It's because when they were pulling her through, the tear in reality closed around her finger and locked it off, so she doesn't actually have that finger. So this is the moment basically where he either becomes Comstock or Booker.
Essentially, Noops has just described the scene after next.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our good friend Preacher Whitting, Drowning Simulator.
Yeah. So we're about to get baptized.
Are you ready to have your past erased? Are you ready to have your sins cleansed? Are you ready to be born again? Take my hand.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah. So in this one, he walks away, and then he gets it. It's
Born again.
I am.
Do you hate your sins?
It's just cool.
Do you hate your wickedness?
Yes.
Do you want to clean the slate, leave behind all you were before, and be born again in the blood of the Lamb?
If I had to choose a location or substance to be involved in being born again, I don't think lamb blood would be near the top of the list.
Yeah, probably not. I think that'd be a bit gross. I suppose being born at all is a genuinely gross process. That's why our brains get flooded with so many hormones, I guess.
These doors of yours, they're all tears, right? We'll open one up. Open one up to Paris. I want to be shut of all this.
Not until we find Comstock.
Comstock's dead!
No. He was here.
Yeah, so Liz has figured it out now, basically. She knows what's going on before Booker or the player really does, which is why she's forcing you to continue doing this.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
This is the man who hired me to find you.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, she doesn't
The
seem
girl
convinced.
for the debt.
Now, this room is where you can get a really terrible, terrible softlock, but I know how to avoid it.
There's no baby.
So you hand the baby over to this dude, and then he closes the door. But then you can open the door.
And if there was, I
And if you
sure as hell
open the
wouldn't give it over
door,
to this guy.
when it closes,
You don't leave this room.
it can just
until
not
you do.
open.
Yep.
And there's another one which I'm not sure what triggers it, but when you get into the alleyway, it is possible to get there and just fall through the ground. That's happened twice so far.
Well-coded game. No development issues whatsoever.
Go ahead.
No.
You can wait as long as you want. Eventually, you'll give him what he wants.
How do you know all this?
I can see all the doors, and what's behind all the doors. And behind one of them, I see him.
Comstock.
So this is
What choice do I have?
Booker essentially giving his daughter
debt's
away
paid.
to pay a debt.
Mr. Comstock washes you of all your sins.
So if you just hesitate a little bit before opening the door there, you've
Bring
avoided
us
that
the
softlock.
girl and wipe away the
It's very
debt.
rare for it to
There
happen.
was no baby.
Now back at the
The
start.
deal was
Yeah.
I go to
But
Colombia
he doesn't
to
row.
get you.
Booker, you're bleeding.
Kenora, does he row?
Remember,
He does not row.
Exactly.
Now we've upset.
Took me a bit, but
Well, he doesn't row. It's not that he doesn't row. He doesn't.
Yeah, he
row.
doesn't row. That's right.
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Comstock's dead. We can just
So
go on
this
with
bit's
our
not as
lives.
important
You
to do
don't
it
need
in,
to.
but
You mean
you
like a
can
Shenmue?
sprint jump backwards and go faster than you can forwards. In this first section, we're locked to whenever Liz decides to get up the top here.
Prophet is dead. It will only be over.
Time will be next time we open a door. Not this door, but the next time we open this door. So
Hey. Hey, the deal's off, you hear me?
You're unstable.
The deal is off. Give her back. Give her back.
Fine, are you mad?
Give her back, you son of a bitch.
It's ready. Go.
Yep, so this is why basically the Lutece twins, they're not actually twins, they're the same person from two different timelines in which one of them's a boy, one of them's a girl. They've torn a hole in reality, and there goes Liz's finger. It's very upsetting.
and now Booker gets it,
Yeah.
and then he gets it.
Yeah. So it's at this point that you, as the player, understand what's going on. Booker DeWitt understands what's going on. Liz is known for like 5 minutes at this point. And basically now you're left with the ramifications of your actions.
I shared this room with your regret. Almost 20 years. Till one day, a man came to you, offered you a chance at redemption.
Yeah, I do think this ending sequence is about 3 minutes too long, personally.
Well, it's only about a minute away from finishing.
Yeah.
So
We already know it works. The question is,
So now this is essentially where we start the game.
I suppose he branded himself as some sort of penance. Don't see the point. What's done is done.
This is where he doesn't row. Well, it's not that he doesn't row, it's that he doesn't
Yeah,
row.
he doesn't row.
No matter how many times Booker goes through this, he doesn't row. And to be fair as well, they don't give us any oars.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
expect us to lean over and start scooping with our hands.
I mean, you could. You wouldn't affect very much, but you could still do it.
I think Booker's a little stockier than the Lutece twins. He probably just tipped the boat over.
Yeah. Just lunge over. That'd be a fun ending to the game. He drowns the three of them in stormy waters.
Booker, wake up.
That's basically the start of BioShock 1.
Booker, wake up. This is where it started.
To your credit, you did try to weasel out of the deal.
So time is when we open the door coming up, which is very, very shortly.
Killed him before he did any of this.
Things get set in motion.
And we're not being limited by Liz either, so we can turn around, sprint jump backwards, and
That's the
just
only way to do it. Go back to when he was
open
born.
at our earliest
Smother
opportunity.
this son of a bitch in his crib.
Yeah, so this cycle of Booker becoming Booker or becoming Comstock will repeat ad infinitum.
I managed to bump into Liz 3 times there. that was...
I think Liz bumped into you, frankly.
Yes.
Yeah, so this will continue in perpetuity.
Time.
Are you sure this is what you want?
So to put a stop to all this, Liz is taking the action into her own hands, rather literally.
Booker DeWitt, are you ready to be born again?
Why are we back here?
This isn't the same place, Booker.
Of course it is. I remember.
You might notice Liz doesn't have the bird on
Yeah.
her necklace.
No choker anymore. So it's not just his
You chose
Elizabeth,
to walk away,
it's
but in other
all of them.
nations,
Yeah.
You didn't. You took the baptism. You were born again as a different man. It all has to end. To have never started. Not just in this world, but in all of ours.
Smother him in the crab.
Smother, 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 smother. Before the choice is made. Before you are reborn.
And what name shall you take, my son?
He's Zachary Comstock. He's Booker DeWitt.
Both.
And Drowning Simulator 2013
And the final baptism is okay.
is
Very good. Awesome.
yeah.
That was sick.
Thank you for chilling.
Yeah. That was awesome. This is like genuinely 4 years in the making, like very full circle sort of thing for me. Like very, very special that I've gotten to take part in this. So thank you for inviting me on.
Absolutely.
Almighty. Amazing.
And that's the game.
That's BioShock Infinite.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Toasty, for that infinitely fun run. Ha! Next up, we have Untitled Goose Game, 80% glitchless with Alley Cat. Stick around. That does end my time as your host, but you have all been so wonderful and so generous. Thank you all so much. Enjoy.
Hey AusSpeedruns community, I'm Steph from the Game on Cancer team at Cure Cancer. I wanted to say a huge thank you for all your generosity and support over the past 2 years. In that time, the AusSpeedruns community has raised more than $100,000 for Cure Cancer. These crucial funds help kickstart bright new ideas from emerging researchers across Australia to find cures for all different types of cancer. If you'd like to learn more about the cancer research projects your donations have funded, you can visit our website. Thanks again for your ongoing support and enjoy the stream. Hey AusSpeedruns community, I'm Steph from the Game on Cancer team at Cure Cancer. I wanted to say a huge thank you for all your generosity and support over the past 2 years. In that time, the AusSpeedruns community has raised more than $100,000 for Cure Cancer. These crucial funds help kickstart bright new ideas from emerging researchers across Australia to find cures for all different types of cancer. If you'd like to learn more about the cancer research projects your donations have funded, you can visit our website. Thanks again for your ongoing support and enjoy the stream.